Welcome into a Friday edition of Wave Listens Live. I'm Michael Vanover filling in for Brian Schlonsky today, and we have a great show planned for you as always. Hope everybody's having a great Friday. Let's take a quick look at the rundown and see what's coming up on today's show. Kids Dentistry will be here with us. Looking forward to that. We're going to be talking some cybersecurity with Dave Lewis, always an important topic. But first, we're going to be talking to my friend JPirtle from JPirtle Realtors. JP, welcome into the show. Happy Friday, man.
Absolutely.
Everything good in your world?
Yes, sir. How about you?
Doing great, doing great. If I was any better, I'd be you, you know? I love that. Hey, so some folks at home obviously have seen your name. They've heard about you for years, but for the ones that haven't, could you give us a brief overview of Dream JP Realtors? Yeah,
we've been in the business over 20 years now, and we do business, of course, all through Kentucky, Jefferson, Oldham, Bullitt, Hardin, Nelson, pretty much anywhere in Kentucky, and we do business in southern Indiana. One of my agents on our team is a broker in Indiana, so we can cover southern Indiana as well. So, you know, real estate is the ever-changing environment. We're going to talk about the market here in a little bit, but one of the things that maybe people have heard or seen from you lately is the cash offer. Can you explain kind of what that is and what people could expect? Absolutely. We've been doing that for years, you know, pretty much the whole 20 years that we've been in business. So what we do is we will give everyone, we give people two options. We come to look at your house. There's no obligation. It's totally confidential, but we can look at your house and we'll say, if you want to put it on the market, here's what we can get you, and we're very good at that. But for the people that don't want the stress and hassle of putting their house on the market, we will give them a guaranteed as-is cash offer, and we can close in as little as 4 or 5 days, 7 days, 30 days, whenever they want. But basically, when we do the guaranteed offer, you know, that's for people that want to avoid haggling with buyers. They want to avoid showings, open houses, home inspections, home repairs, no appraisals, no lenders. Close whenever you want to, and that means a lot, because people, you know, a lot of times when they list their house, they're at the will of the buyer. But one of the big things people like, I can close whenever I want. And another thing that people really love is we offer take what you want and leave the rest, and people absolutely love that, because I mean, I run into people every week, and I go to their house and they'll have a lot of stuff, and they've had it for years, and they're like, I'm like, why haven't you sold your house? And they're like, we didn't know what to do with all this stuff. So we have the answer. Take what you want, whatever you want, you can take it, and then I'll get rid of the rest of it. We'll get rid of, we have people that do that, and makes it real convenient for the sellers. No question. You know, it's funny, you know, my wife and I have already accumulated a lot of stuff. I can't imagine what we're going to accumulate, you know, down the road. So that's a nice perk. But, you know, the time value of money, right? It's that they don't want to have to deal with the listings. They don't want to have to show up. They don't want to have to get their house ready every time. So there is a ton of value there. And like you said, you've been doing it for years. Why do you think it maybe is getting even more exposure now? Well, quite frankly, COVID. You know, you had COVID come in, and we're still in that COVID hangover period, and you know, just people would like to avoid all the stress and hassle. No showings, open houses. You know, people just, you know, and it just makes it a lot easier. But we don't push people to do that. We give them both options, because if they want every dollar they can get out of that house, the absolute maximum retail, then it's best to let us put it on the market for you, and we're the best at that as well. We have a great marketing plan. You know, me and you both believe in TV, so if you put your house with us on the market, you know, it goes on TV. We create a TV commercial, and your house is on broadcast TV 3 times every weekend. But people, a lot of people, for whatever reason, they'd like to go with the cash offer, and as is means a lot too, because they don't have to worry about repairs and this and stuff. But it's became very, very popular over the years, and we've been doing it for almost 20 years, and we stand behind what we do. There's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of people out here. There's a lot of people out here that are into the real estate business, and they're, you know, they haven't been in it in a long time, and they've went through these classes or whatever, how to buy real estate with other people's money, and they go out there and they'll write contracts, and then for whatever reason they never close, and the seller really gets messed over, and you got to be careful about that. We've been in business over 20 years. We've never signed a contract and not did exactly what we said we're going to do. And, you know, that means a lot to do business with somebody that has been there and going to be there with you the whole way and do what they say they're going to do.
Yeah. And, you know, one of the things that's interesting right now in the market, obviously, is the rising interest rates and the impact that it's having on the real estate market. So it's part of the reason the cash offer, you know, like you said, COVID driving some of that. But it's also people that are maybe worried about what the current landscape is. This is easy. I mean, this is you call you up and you give them the cash offer. They don't have to worry about that hassle. That's a huge opportunity, right?
Right. Close when they want.
Yeah.
They love the idea of closing whenever they want. And, you know, I think it's still a great time to sell your home. I know a lot of people are holding off still, but what I am seeing, and people need to know this, is during COVID, a lot of people took the forbearances. And they were told, hey, you take this forbearance, you don't have to make payments. And there's no, you know, you were just going to let it. People thought, well, we don't have to make payments, we'll just pick them up. Well, you know, that's not the truth. So what I'm seeing is a lot of people that took those forbearance payments, now they're seeing their mortgage balance, and it's really a lot higher because that was not free. Nothing's free in this world. We know that. So by the time, unfortunately, the bank, and they can't do that for free. By the time they tack on the interest and some of these penalties, people are finding that their balances are way higher than they thought. So everybody on here, if you took the forbearances, you need to find out exactly what your payoff is, because we're running into a lot of people that, you know, they were used to not making those payments. Now they're struggling, and that balance is a lot more. And but what we're going to see, unfortunately, is a lot more foreclosures coming down the pipeline, which creates more inventory, which you have more, more supply, a little bit less demand. So I think now's a really great time to sell your house before a lot of these houses hit the market, probably in late 2023, 24, and 25.
Well, and I saw a story on the national news this morning, actually, that, you know, especially in this part of the country, it hasn't changed that much. It is a great time to sell your house. Why do you think that is, and what do you think maybe some of the reasons that people have been holding off and they shouldn't be?
Well, for the same reason I just was telling you about the foreclosures, your inventory is going to come up, but rates are still historically low, you know, in the mid 6s and 7s, and what we've seen there for 2 or 3 years, first-time homeowners really got shut out because these prices were just going so high. And now what we've seen is a total turnaround. With these rates going up, a lot of people that own homes and they're sitting on 2.9, 3% rates, they're not wanting to move into a 6-7% rate, right? But your first-time homeowners that are renting, they can still go out there and buy even at 6-7% interest and be less than they're paying in rent. So first-time homeowners, you're in a great position, and I love that, so they can get out there and buy them a home and really
there's always refinancing opportunities down the road, but to your point, it's still historically low, so that's something to remember. And
another thing, we just bought a house this week. We do this all the time. An older gentleman, great guy, is an ex-veteran. He was single, and he had this house, and he's like, I need money, JP. I don't have anything to live on. And we went out there. We went over both options with him, but we bought his house, and he's going to stay there. So he loves it. He loves his house. He just needs money in his older age. He's almost 80-year-old. So a lot of the baby boomers, older people, we offer a program where we can buy your house. You get all that money in the bank. It's not a reverse mortgage, and I give those people the same rent amount for life, so they have money in the bank, they're living in the house they love, and they have cash.
Well, I like that you have solutions for just about everybody.
We're problem solvers.
That's what you do. You're problem solvers. That's what you do. So, hey, we got to go here, but before we let you go, looking at the viewer at home, the buyers, the sellers, the people, you know, all. What would you tell them about making a move right now?
Go to jpsold.com. We're running out of time. Everything we offer you as far as advice and everything is free. Everybody has a different scenario, and we'll help you and do what's best for you.
And it's a great time. Again, it's a great time to buy. It's a great time to sell.
It really is.
It is. And you've got cash offers. We love that. JPirtle, thank you so much for being here. Again, you see the phone number on the screen, 502-458-2722. We're mastering the essential of cybersecurity with Dave Lewis. We're going to get some insight from him coming up next. Stay with us.